So we really are trying to build a picket fence here, huh? Big Deke News. Yesterday had to have been like 11 p.m. Eastern time, maybe even midnight, the Steelers added yet another free agent offensive lineman. And not at the position that you would have guessed, because if you would have told me going into this weekend, hey, Steelers making another O-line move, if you'd have given me $100, I would have bet left tackle for sure. That's the one thing it feels like we're missing or could use a little bit of an upgrade, because we already brought in Nate Herbig. He's going to be in competition with Dawson for that left guard spot. We have Mason Cole, James Daniels, and Chooks at right tackle. We would be kind of set. Let's just look at left tackle. But no, they did not do that. They brought in another offensive guard, and a really good one. Isaac Seumalo, now former Philadelphia Eagle, was drafted there, was a part of their Super Bowl team way back in 2017, more as like a role guy, depth guy, but has become a starter both at right guard and left guard, but mainly right guard over this past season, starting 17 games for them. So I'm seeing a lot of the things you guys are seeing. This guy is one of the top 5 guards in the league right now, still in the prime of his career. The details of the deal just came out. 3 years, $24 million. That seems like a fair price. I'm just curious about why guard. So who's going to be starting? What's going to be the configuration here? Do we have more moves that are going to be happening? Are we going to trade an offensive lineman? Because right now at the guard spot, we have James Daniels. We have Isaac now. I would presume those guys are the 2 starters. Nate Herbig, who just got that $4 million per year deal, is going to be probably our number 1 depth guy. And then Kevin Dotson also will be backing those guys up. I'm assuming Kendrick Green is gone. Our centers are going to be Mason Cole, J.C. Hassenauer. Left tackle, Dan Moore. Right tackle, Chooks. I can't remember if we have a backup right tackle at all right now. But yeah, we're looking pretty good. It's just, what are we going to do at left tackle? Because I'm fine with this signing. It is another Weidl pipeline guy. And like I said, everyone's saying this guy is really good. You can see the highlights. He's moving people, mauling dudes. So that's good. We are helping protect Pickett. We are also building up the line for the run game. We're getting guys that are going to be moving people off the block. I think we're just building off of what we were doing last year, just improving the offensive line. I just don't know what other moves are going to be made if we're just going to keep it status quo here on out and maybe just draft the left tackle. Because I was hoping, too, there were rumors floating out around there, maybe I made them up, that maybe we could trade for Laramie Tunsil, because we did show interest in Orlando Brown. So that made me think, hey, we are going to be players at left tackle, whether it is free agency or the draft. So if we were thinking about Orlando Brown, why not a Laramie Tunsil, who would make sense for the Texans to trade, because he was on the last year of his deal. He had a big cap hit, this and that. But they literally just signed him to a mega deal, 3 years, $75 million. So if we couldn't afford Orlando Brown, or if we weren't able to pay the top price for him, yeah, there was no way we were in the Tunsil sweepstakes. But another name being brought up now is Jonah Williams, because with Orlando Brown going to the Bengals, he wants to be traded. That would be intriguing from the standpoint. I mean, he's got the pedigree, first-round pick. Some are questioning, is he even that much better, if even better than Dan Moore? Would it even be worth it to give up any assets for him? And he's probably going to want to get paid here soon. So I get all that. I could see it just making sense from the standpoint of Tomlin trying to fan the flame of bringing over a guy that the Bengals, are overlooking. And then hyping it up if you brought him in here like, yo, that Cincy team, like they didn't believe in you. I could see Tomlin playing into that. But yeah, I'm with you. I don't think it would necessarily be worth it right now to bring him in. We could still use an early draft pick on a guy like Broderick Jones, or maybe even a second-round pick on Harrison coming out of Oakland. There's options we could still have for the draft at left tackle, as opposed to giving up assets, because now we're paying Seumalo $8 million. We probably got to start worrying about the cap space, the money, although we did have $10 million, or it was over $10 million going into this signing, so another restructure too. We can make things happen. Omar Khan did state that clearly when he did the Combine interview, that we can be players if we want to. If there's a guy we want out there, we can make it happen. And Omar Khan is making it happen. So I like this move. I think a lot of us like this move. It goes hand in hand with everything we've been doing thus far in free agency in terms of going to smash mouth football, blue collar football, that style, building off the second half of the year with the linebacker signings, with these offensive line signings and whatnot. So, hey, I'm just along for the ride. I don't think many people were predicting these moves, but I'm liking it. Just a little curious, just a little confused in terms of what our next step is with the O-line. But that is it for this edition of Big Deke News on a Sunday. I'll see you guys Monday. Probably drop another one of these episodes. You know, the podcast always at 4 o'clock. But stay chilling and peace.